Hey, good day. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. You know, I had a conversation with one of my nurses, and she was wondering, I took your blood sugar, and your blood sugar didn't match what what your sensor was saying, so your sensor has to be wrong. Well, you're comparing apples to oranges. The sensor is not wrong. I want you to think of my head as a hill, and you have a train. This train only consists of two cars on it. It's a BG and an SG. SG means cellular sugar. So your sensor readings always follow your blood sugar. So your blood sugar may start to climb, but your cellular sugar is always the second car. And this is because your cellular sugar is taken from a different source. So while sometimes they'll be pretty close, other times they might be completely out. And it depends, how quickly things work together or don't work together. She just couldn't get that concept that no, it should be exactly the same. And you're very rarely going to have exactly the same. And this is because of what I said. The car of your blood glucose is going to go up and go over. The cellular sugar is going to be following behind. So, in reality, your cellular sugar could be 10 minutes behind, and you could do a blood glucose, and it could be up to 10 minutes before that shows up in your cell sugar. Because the glucose getting to the cells are sort of the last step to do. It's not going to go any further. So, that's all it was. And she couldn't grasp that concept. So if you want to read more about it, if you go to blood glucose versus sensor glucose, and or why doesn't my blood sugar match my cellular sugar? And go down and look for Medtronic, and you'll find the car thing that I told you. That was something quite interesting. Oops, sorry. Now, let me get this here. Okay. So, let me turn this off now. I don't think I really need. Sorry. It's a flashlight. That's current blood sugar. We're sitting at 7.2. Look how hard my correction started to work. But I just kept climbing. Here, they took a correction dose of insulin of 7 milligrams by shot, and my blood sugar has continued to come down. So right now, let's move over this way. We're sitting at 7.2. Okay? So how did we do yesterday? Yesterday was not a good day, and I think me going high in the afternoon has really peaked something. There's my daily. I'm 58% time in range. 40% of that, 40% was above 10%. So that's 15 minutes. 40 times 15. Let's get back here. Let's do this. 600 minutes divided by 60 is 10 hours. Throughout the last 24 hours, 10 hours, I was out of range. 2%, we did well here. This number has gone up. So game plan for today is you can start working here and keep your eye on this because you don't want to go too low. Average sugar is if you bring this down, this will come down. And hopefully we'll get a little bit better numbers. This number here, all this information goes for the last 24 hours. When I sign on to my CareLink, go on the computer, sign on to my CareLink, it'll come back and it will say, reset the parameter, and it defaults at a month. And you can take a look, and you can take a look at this number, but for a month, and you can see how you're doing. As we said before, ideally, we want this number at 70. 70 is saying, hey, you're doing a good job. You may want to fine-tune that a bit, but speak to your doctor on how closely he wants. For me, the doctors have said, okay, you can concentrate on your blood sugar being a little higher because they're so afraid that I'm going to drop and go low. My pregnant women who have type 1 diabetes or who have hi, we're back. The nurse just brought my breakfast, so I had to drink that. But, well, pretty good. Had porridge. I'm still having some return presents, but hopefully that will stop soon. I'm kind of tired today. Didn't sleep well because I got high again. And once I wake up being high, if it's super high, like it was today, I have to correct it. I have my drugs here, which I'm going to have to take. In here, I keep non-eccentric. I have the, no, that's not it. This is it. No, that's not it. There it is. This is the antibiotic. Sorry, I swallowed pills problematically. That is helping my gastro problems. So I take that. It keeps me It's reduced the amount of throwing up. So has being on a liquid diet. So both of those seem to be working. Sorry, I'll leave the rest to later. Wanted to get that in to stop me from doing any more. But it's looking good. So, if you have any questions you want me to look at about gastroparesis or being a brittle diabetic, comment below and we'll see where we're going. My neck is looking better. It's still a little raw. Under my arm, I still have a little bit of rash. So I think that's playing a bit with my blood sugar. So I said I'd keep this around 10. So let's call it there. What's the game plan? Well, I'm going to work on keeping my blood sugars down moderately and then keeping my blood sugar up high enough so that we don't get 3.9 showing up. That's it. Have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me